Welcome to Star Citizen. One of the things I wish I would have known was your tractor controls and binds and so on. So the F key is your main focus for everything. You hold it, you look around, and you can even get out of bed with it. You open doors, you do everything with it. That is your main key. But there are more controls and things that might set you up ideally for your first experience in this game. There are way too many keybinds for you to make heads and tails when it's your first time in game. We're gonna go to the options, take a quick look at them. They're gonna be a mind puzzling scenario for you. They're all here, everything does something, and, well, basically everything. And you don't really need to worry about it. The basics are still here. Shift sprints, control crouches, space jumps, 1, 2, 3 deal with the weapons, 4 with the gadgets, and so on. But to make your life easier, there might be a few things you want to do. There are a couple of things you might be interested in game settings. For example, I'm a veteran player, I don't really need the hints. You can hide them if you wish to, but if you're a new player, they will pop up down at the bottom and occasionally tell you what to do. It's not really important, there are dialogues, all the things of that nature. But another important aspect is of course flying the ship in this game. For that reason, it might be wise to turn off the enable auto zoom on locked targets. It can be bothersome when you first join the game, but then again, if you want to get a bit better look on your target, you might want to keep that on. We also need to bind one key. It's very high quality of life key. Request landing. So you don't need to really go under your F1 and actually pick the landing, you can actually bind it. It's not bound the first time you're in game. I put it to an equal sign next to my backspace. You might want to put it somewhere else because the backspace is either the respawn/kill yourself key or self-destruct if you're in a ship. Normally, if you were to land or take off, you would press F1 and go under the comlink. That under the friends list or friends should be whatever landing service there is. I'm currently at Lowville, so the Lowville landing service is there. If I'm in the pilot seat, I can either use this list to contact the landing service, or I can use my bound key. It works both ways if you wish to take off or land, it just works both ways. Now there is still plenty of controls in this game that can puzzle your mind. For example, the scroll can increase your movement speed. You can press C or hold it to interact with some of your medical items. Currently I cannot draw a weapon because I am in a city and drawing weapons here is not allowed. Now the medical tools out of the way, there are emotes and other ways you can interact with things. You can hold down the F key and left click. This will open the menu for you. You can see some bounds, wipe helmet visor, there are personal inventory, which I can access it from here, or I can just press the I key. There are some actions, emotes, and things that you can do. Yeah, you can even access your Moby Glass if you wish to, or item action. There really isn't need for this, to be honest. You can do the most things with the F key or just accessing your inventory or right-clicking on the item. There are still some things you can find on this wheel. We can go attention, for example. And my tractor took this pose. It's somewhat of a basic, simple thing. Item action, flashlight enable, unequip helmet, things like that. It's all you can do with the inventory or with some of the keys. We sadly cannot really use the weapon at the moment because we are in a city. Some of these options are here, and when you hold down a C key, you can swap between your med pens, oxy pens, things like that. When you hold down number 2, you can swap between your pistols, your multi-tools, med tools, things of that nature. As the crouching is quite simple, walking, running, standing, so forth. There's actually something interesting you can do with laying down, which is the X key, and while pressing E, it will turn around on its back, so you can aim or look behind you. Once you get to a ship, this will be quite important or comfortable for you. If you have the key bound, you don't need to go under F1 into the menu with your friends. Look for the landing services there. If I just press my bound key, it will contact the landing service automatically. I don't really need to put in time or menus or switch between different things to contact them. And so the doors open and I can leave. So I switched around some of the screens inside my ship. Since I made the change to zoom in, or preferably not to zoom in on my target, it will no longer zoom in on it when I'm going at it. Although my turning around will still be moving my tractor, or tractor's head, I will not be able to see my screens all the time. But it is significantly better when it would be with the zoom. The zoom would focus onto my target a bit better. It would also narrow my vision. I really wouldn't be able to see to the sides and mostly be focused on the central area of the screen. There's a ton more to know, of course, but these were just some of the simple things you might want to do, some of the keys you might want to know, and some of the changes you might want to do. Nothing is set in stone, and there's a lot of controls you might need to get yourself familiar to at first, but these were some of the binds, some of the option changes, and things I would do, or I do at the moment, because they make my life easier, because it's easy to manage with them. The keys themselves are quite straightforward if you've played other first-person shooters. It's pretty much just spot on. Some things are a bit more different, and others are not. I suggest perhaps taking a deeper look into the keybinds. For first person, there aren't too many complex things there. Anyways, thanks for watching.